The glenohumeral joint is a diarthrotic and synovial ball and socket joint, which means it's freely movable in all three planes of motion. The glenoid fossa is actually a very shallow structure, so that means that greater mobility is allowed, but it sacrifices when it comes to stability. So because of its anatomical structure, this is a common site of injury. The acromioclavicular joint, or the AC joint, is a diarthrotic, synovial, gliding, or plane joint, which means movement can occur in all three planes of motion. The connection between the acromion process and the clavicle bones are reinforced and stabilized by various ligaments in the shoulder region.
Hi, we are doing shoulder osteokinematic movement for shoulder flexion. Shoulder flexion. And this is shoulder extension. Shoulder flexion and extension occurs in sagittal plane and frontal axis. The normal range for shoulder flexion is 180 degree, and extension is the return of the movement, and for normal range for shoulder hyperextension is 45 degree. And for shoulder abduction and adduction, shoulder abduction, it occurs in the frontal plane and sagittal axis, and abduction normal range of motion is 180 degree, and for shoulder adduction its normal range is 30 to 50 degree. Shoulder internal and external rotation occurs in transverse plane and vertical axis. So this is the shoulder internal rotation. The normal range is 70 to 90 degrees, and for shoulder external range it's 90 degrees. And for shoulder circumduction is just a combination of all movements, so it is almost 180 degrees. For shoulder horizontal abduction, it's 30 to 50 degrees. And horizontal abduction and adduction occurs in transverse plane and vertical axis. And for shoulder horizontal adduction, the normal range is 120 degrees for the horizontal adduction. And for the scaption movement, shoulder scaption movement, it actually occurs in the scapular plane. So it is a combination of flexion and abduction. So it occurs, starting range is 90 degree, and up to the front of forward movement is up to the 30 degree.
The arthrokinematics of the shoulder joint for internal rotation. The glenoid humeral joint is a ball and socket joint, and it is made up of the head of the humerus and the glenoid fossa. The head of the humerus is a convex surface, while the glenoid fossa is a concave surface. When articulating with each other in internal rotation of the shoulder, the head is moving on the fixed glenoid fossa, which is a convex on concave, and it will roll anteriorly and glide posteriorly in order to stay in the socket.
Hi guys, so I'm going to be demonstrating a strengthening exercise for the shoulder internal rotation movement. So I attached this TheraBand to the door, and for the starting position, you're just going to want to stand upright with your shoulders back and your feet shoulder width apart, and then you're going to have your elbow flexed at 90 degrees, and you're just going to take the TheraBand in your other hand, in this hand actually, and you're going to just keep it there. You can also put a towel in between to stabilize the elbow if you want. Okay, so to demonstrate, you're just going to pull it towards you, towards your belly button, and you're going to hold for 5 seconds, and then you're going to release slowly. So again, you're going to bring it towards your belly button, hold for 5 seconds, and release. And you want to do this 10 times, so 10 reps, 3 sets, 2 times a day, and 5 times a week.